Today I wanted to talk about mistakes and about what, sometimes we think we're making mistakes, or we beat ourselves up for making mistakes, or we do something and then afterwards go, oh my God, what the heck was I thinking? And it's okay. It really is okay to do things like that. Mistakes can be corrected. They're just errors. They can be corrected. Or they can be forgiven. If it's something that you honestly don't know how to fix, you can ask for forgiveness. And sometimes people won't forgive you, but I'm a firm believer that whatever you choose to call your higher power will. Yesterday I had a day of getting stuck in what my mother calls stinking thinking. She does funny little things and tries to pull the icky thoughts out of my ears, but she's been doing that since I was little. But yesterday it's gotten trickier as I've gotten more healthy-minded and more confident in myself and developed a better relationship with my version of a higher power. The stinking thinking's getting trickier, and I didn't catch it until the end of the day yesterday. But I did catch that I was feeling really frustrated with the work that I was doing. And Saturday is supposed to be a day off, and I was working on redesigning the book covers for my Valerian's Cove series. The designing was not, I managed 2 out of the 3, but it was frustrating. And one of the real reasons it was frustrating was because the designs were kind of out of integrity of where the genre I feel the books really belong in, and the way I want the series to go. So I didn't catch it though until the end of the day and realized my jaw was clenched and I was getting a migraine in one eye, shooting pains in one eye, and because I was getting a tension migraine. And I realized when I came up for air towards the end of the day that not only had I spent all day working on designs that, while they're not terrible, they're not the right fit for the books either. But I had been so fixated on doing that I hadn't gotten done anything else that I had meant to do. And so the chores didn't get done, the laundry didn't get done. I did go for my walk in the morning. On the weekends, I walk with a friend in the morning, at least one weekend day. And we had a nice walk, so that was wonderful. But the point is, I needed to forgive myself for being out of integrity for the day. And I did. And I realized what was going on behind all the thoughts, and I was able to handle that. But the point is, you can forgive yourself. And once you do, you're free to move on. And sometimes what I find is the out of integrity actions come when I'm feeling really frustrated or overwhelmed or stuck about something. And I start trying to frantically do stuff to get myself out of being stuck. I try to fix it. And instead of listening to my inner guidance, I was flailing and looking for, oh my God, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So I think that's another thing about mistakes, is they come when we're not listening to our intuitions. And say hi, Juliet. Cat climbed on my lap. It's easy to rectify mistakes when you're the only one involved, when you realize that you're out of integrity with yourself. It can be seen as more challenging when there's other people involved, because then we have to ask them for forgiveness, and sometimes that's terrifying. But it can be done. And you can just say, what can I do to make this up to you? Or how can I make this up to you? Or, just say, I'm really sorry, please forgive me. I find sometimes that it's harder for me to recognize when I'm out of integrity with myself. It's easy to see when I'm out of integrity with other people, because that's where a lot of my fears come from, is being thought of as wrong or incompetent or less than in some way. And my fears are very easily projected onto other people. But for myself, it's harder to look at myself and see that the reason I'm frustrated or upset, the reason that I'm seeing this projected outwards onto other people, is because I'm out of integrity with myself. And I think that's really what this is about, is being integrity with yourself and with your version of a higher power, if you believe in a higher power. And if you don't, then just, work on being integrity with yourself. Integrity is a big deal for me, and I never really thought about how much it is. But all through my life, I've always been really upset when I could see what I saw as injustices or other people being out of integrity, or things that weren't fair, that happened to other people. And I always wanted to right the wrongs, and thought about, for a hot moment, tiny hot moment, about being a lawyer, but realized I'd probably get thrown out of court in contempt for too many times. So didn't. Probably a good thing. And I wouldn't do well in law enforcement either. I would love the investigating part, but I would not love the red tape and the bureaucracy part. Not at all. No. So, I write mysteries. But that's the thing, is just, it's so easy to be out of integrity with ourselves and what we really need and what we really want. And we're not taught to look at ourselves and say, oh, wait, I'm not being honest with myself, or I'm not doing what I really need to do for me, because we're taught to focus on doing for other people, or doing what other people want, or having other people happy with us, or other people's approval, or whatever. But our own approval of our choices is almost even more important, because if we're not being honest with and in truth to ourselves, first of all, we're not giving our true selves to the world, and that is a deep shame. A wise person, the lovely Gina DeVee of Divine Living, said, I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I don't remember the exact wording, but the darkest time in a woman's life is when she abandons herself. And when we're out of integrity with ourselves, we're abandoning ourselves. And we are really the only ones who can take care of ourselves. We're the only ones who know what we really need and really want. And if we don't know, if we're so out of alignment that we've forgotten who we are and what we came here to do, that we've forgotten what we really need to take care of ourselves, then we don't have anything to offer, So if you want to serve other people, you need to serve yourself too, so you have the energy to do that. Healers know that, but it's still somehow, as a former healer, it's one thing to know it and another thing to act on it. Taking care of ourselves is vitally important, so we have the energy to take care of and serve other people. And we are the only ones who can really know what we need. And if we don't, then we're out of integrity and we need to figure it out. And that can be done anywhere, thank God. I love